The construction of Plungė Church of St. John the Baptist, designed by the architect Karl Eduard Strandman, began in 1905. In the interwar period, the project was adjusted by the engineer Stepanas Stulginskis. The double-steeple church represents neo-Romanesque style, notable in the extensive use of semicircular arches. The enormous rose windows with large semicircular frames and pediments, highlighted by rows of blind arcades and niches, are particularly expressive. The rhythm of the side facades is dictated by rows of windows and pilasters, and the entire composition is finished with a small, but rather high, semicircular apse. The naves of the basilica are covered with cross vaults. The classicist belfry, built earlier, creates a stylistic contrast. The chapel of Plungė Cemetery was built in 1858 under the initiative of the noble family of Zubovai. The building features both Romantic and Classicism style. Its facades are divided by pilasters, surrounded by a frieze with a blind arcade, and decorated with little stars. The wide niche of the front facade features a balcony. The double-section steeple rises above the pediment with a semicircular window. The steeple in the back of the main volume is a little smaller. The church was desecrated and abandoned for a long time, thus the original interior was destroyed. The altars that are inside were brought from the old church of Plungė. The interior details that survived include the large confessional with an ascension concaved into the wall. The Neo-Gothic Šateikiai church was built in 1875 under the initiative of the noble family of Pliateriai and was very likely designed by the architect Tomas Tiškevičius. This is one of the first historicist churches with an elegant protruding five-stage steeple. Namely, the first stage features a deepened portal decorated with relief ornaments and a rose window above the entrance. The steeple is finished with a spire surrounded by pinnacles. The side facades are divided by stepped pediments with pointed arch niches and windows. The back of the church is finished with a five-sided apse, decorated with elegant four-stage buttresses rising above its volume. The churchyard is surrounded with a fence with small niches and a gate which fit the architecture of the main building. The Sacral Ensemble of Samogitian Calvary consists of nearly 30 buildings. The modern-day church, built in 1822, was designed by Augustinas Kosakauskas. After the fire, which took place in the late 19th century, the steeples were rebuilt and finished with complex helms, which have several sections. The pediment features eclectic stylized meander motifs, characteristic to Baroque. The interior is richly decorated with paintings and relief decor. It is predominated by the neo-Baroque Great Altar. Its second-level gallery is accessible from the sacristy. The main gate of the churchyard is simple yet expressive, decorated with small turrets. The two-story monastery building, built near the church after the fire in 1843, features a rather functional architecture, which is a common trend in monastery buildings throughout the ages. What is interesting is that the meander motif, which decorates the pediment of the church, repeats on the smooth plane of the front facade of the first chapel of the Station of the Cross as well.